Welcome to Toffee Believe You, your source for all things Everton. I'm Gerry, and I'm here again. And Thomas is here
Hello.
for his second video segment. So Thomas, the transfer window is upon us. And the very first thing people were saying all throughout November, December, we need a striker, we need a striker, we need a striker. It's a complex problem, not being able to score, get goals, develop attacks, finish. However, a lot of people have said, do we really need a striker? Because Richarlison has proven to be a pretty competent goal scorer. So the question, he started the season on the left, playing at that left wing position, left forward. I guess it depends on the formation and the period of the game. But we got to figure. We're talking about his best position. Where is he strongest? All right. So can we talk a little bit about his strengths as playing on the left?
Definitely on the left. He's shown he can beat a man. He was showing that early in the season, which was good to see. We definitely, obviously, Iglesias started doing all the step overs last year, but he never had an end product, which was it was surprised. It was good to see Richarlison do that. He could beat a man, but then produce the goods at the end, which was really important for us at the start of the season, definitely.
Yeah, he's kind of this instant speed on the wing, and he's a very key in transition because we whip the ball out to the side and he's gone.
Yeah.
He's speed and he is strong despite how often he hits the ground. He is a strong guy. That's the thing. It's weird, but he hits the ground often lately, which it's a different conversation. But I think that's a strategy. I do think he's being the other teams have decided to get physical with him because they know the referees know that he hits the ground often. So if he gets genuinely fouled more often, they're not going to call it as much, and it's just the way it is. But I'd say 90% of the time he doesn't need to hit the ground.
Definitely not. He is jumping about quite a lot at the moment.
So he's clinical when he actually does. He usually is clinical in front of goal, which is why he's sitting on 9 goals with 2 assists this season. Really good at 1v1, being able to take a man on. I wouldn't necessarily say that his distribution, like crossing, is very strong, which is why he's more of a left forward rather than a left wing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think most of the time he's looking for himself to score or definitely get closer in the box. So he's not really much of a crosser.
And I don't really think. Yeah, and I don't really. I've seen him give up possession often lately.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like a lot of his passes are about 2 or 3 yards off, and it has just completely just stagnated our attack.
Yeah.
And that's been from either the left or up top. So now, you think if he's playing on the left, he'll touch the ball. He'll touch the ball less than he would if he were playing center forward.
Yeah. I think definitely before he moved to striker, a lot of our attacks were going through him. But since he's moved to striker, he's getting the ball more. But I think it's not really a strong suit getting the ball then turning, because obviously if you're playing up top and definitely in Marco's system, maybe you need more of a target man. When he's getting the ball, he's not really turning as well and beating his man. But when he was out wide, he could easily catch fullbacks out of position, or he could get past them a lot easier than he can get past the taller, bigger centre halves.
Yeah, he has to work a lot harder to get in scoring position from that left wing, which is true. And being kind of center forward, he will find himself in scoring position a lot more often. And he's one of our more clinical players, even though he has missed some easy chances this season. Yeah. For the most part, he is one of our more clinical. You know, I don't know a whole lot more no one scored as many as he has. But however, he's had more chances, I believe. My biggest concern about him playing up top, when I watched how Bournemouth was just smothering him, okay, his hold-up play is not the strongest.
Definitely not, no. Obviously, when you've got your tricky players, if you will, like Bernard and Lookman on the wings. You need someone who's going to bring down the ball, give them a chance to get up and play it. But we say he is strong, but he's not really good at holding up the ball. I think he's definitely looking for himself. And as he said, his passes, if they go wayward, he kind of killed attacks as well. But it's definitely not his strong suit, holding up the play and letting everyone else get involved.
Yeah, I can you think of many occasions yesterday or in the game when we were sending balls his way in the air where he won it in the air?
No, I don't think he's really tall enough to play in that position. It was the air. Maybe he could play that position. I mean, Bournemouth is still a good team, but against the smaller teams where we're not kind of like booting it forwards more. But I was at the United game at Old Trafford, and every time we cleared the ball, he wasn't really winning anything. I think he had a tricky game there as well. When he has to act as a target man, I don't think he really gets into the game. But if we're playing it along the ground and he can get it out wide, I think he's definitely much better in that kind of game.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going with that. The idea of, I almost put it up on our tactics if we've got Pickford launching balls to him up top and he's winning nothing. Now, if it's for some reason part of our tactics to win the second ball, it's very Roberto Martinez because he was always obsessed with the second ball.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all he talked about on the sideline. But I mean, however, I feel like it was a similar plan when CalvertLewin went in there. And I felt like Calvert-Lewin did a much better job winning the ball in the air, holding the ball up, and combining with others.
Yeah, I think when he comes off the bench, he can do that well. Well, he is quite tall. I think he can do that well. But for me, Calvert-Lewin, he can't play the full 90 minutes. I think he kind of gets a bit lost in a full game. And then you're having to bring someone off the bench. But as we've seen, Tosun or Nias haven't been good enough at all. But I think the problem with Richarlison is at the moment, although some aspects of his play are wasted at striker, I think he's the best option we've got at the moment. Definitely because Bernard's, I think he's improved a lot with his final product as well recently. I think he's probably our best option down the left wing when Richarlison's playing up front. And Calvert-Lewin's good off the bench. He showed yesterday. He came on and scored. He can't play the full 90 minutes. And if we're discounting the transfer window, I think Marcel Brandt said he's not really looking at anyone in January. I think Richarlison is our best striker, even though he's definitely been wasted. Some of his skill or beating a man is being wasted up front.
Yeah, it's a weird dilemma, to be honest with you. When you've got a player who could, is it a situation where you play your best players and you just find a way to get them on the field? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Richarlison is one of our strongest players, but the idea of him playing behind Bernard on the left, you know what I mean? Like coming in to sub with like 30 minutes to go. He's our leading scorer. It feels weird.
I think it's not a bad problem to have when you've got. I definitely think our left hand side is easily the best area of our field, whether Digne and Bernard or Richarlison. But when I think Bernard playing on the left wing and Richarlison at striker is a lot better than Richarlison left wing and Calvert-Lewin or Tosun at striker. The problem at the moment, even.
Yeah, I think going into the season, I would have said I feel like Tosun is our most clinical striker.
I don't know what's happened there.
I mean, he's had ample opportunities this season to score
Definitely,
when he has gotten in. And I think it's just the fact that he's put so much pressure on himself that when he does get those easy opportunities, and they have been easy, there have been some easy chances for him, he's having trouble kind of getting over that hump right now. And I get the vibe Tosun's going to stay at least until the summer.
Definitely.
Nias, I see Nias going, and I see us bringing in a different striker.
This window or the next one?
This window. I think it's going to be this window. I really do.
I think the problem is, in the January window, if you're looking for a guaranteed goal scorer, no
awful value.
not many clubs are going to let go of their goal scorers in this window, definitely, when they don't really have enough time to get someone else. And I mean, there's rumours like Callum Wilson, like 60 million or something, I think I saw for Chelsea, which is like...
Yeah, I did it. That's my second. I did a real spit take when I first saw that price. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, because Bournemouth, I mean, if Callum Wilson, he has been linked a few times, but Bournemouth aren't going to let him go, really. That would be their season over. I mean, Josh King's still good, but Callum Wilson's definitely their main source of goals. And I think maybe Batshuayi was an opportunity, but I think he's gone Monaco on loan until the summer.
They've said technically it's not done yet, but
Yeah, it's almost definitely.
You know
done.
what I mean?
And I think as well, if Brands wanted him, I think he probably would have got him. I doubt, unless it's the player's fault. Maybe he wants to go back to France. He hasn't really. That's the thing though. He wasn't good at all in Spain. I think he scored 3 in 21. But when he was at Dortmund, which is definitely a more physical league, he was great for them. And then he was definitely a super sub for Chelsea. But he wasn't that bad either. He still scored sometimes. But I don't really understand what happened to him in Spain, to be honest. And now I think he's gone back to safety in France, where he knows he can score goals, and it's definitely one of the least competitive out of, like, the top 5 leagues in Europe.
Part of that also might be being able to play under Henry.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably a factor. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a young striker, that's an enticing proposition. So yeah, I'm curious because supposedly we offered to pay the clause for this striker Iglesias at Espanyol. That's a recent rumor that has come out, and he said no, evidently.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but we supposedly made a bid. So the idea of that we're making bids, and we're actually, I think we're looking, but I don't think we're going to force the issue. If we don't find the value, we're not going to make the purchase. And frankly, the fact that Richarlison and DCL are not bad options at striker right now, and may not be our biggest priorities at the moment, who's to say?
I think it would definitely be a problem for Silva and Brands if those two weren't scoring, but they probably are 2 joint top scorers this season. And just because they're not...
Besides Siggy.
Oh, yeah, of course. And they're not the best, but they're definitely not a bad option at all. Yeah. I'm sure DCL could probably go to several Premier League clubs as their starting striker, I think. Definitely towards the bottom of the table for certain.
So you're thinking, for Richarlison, for your money, you would have him start center forward at striker. That would be our starter. I think
it's not ideal at the moment, but it's definitely the best we've got. I think that's the situation we're in. He's definitely not a natural striker, but I think at the moment he's the best we're going to get, because obviously Tosun's hasn't been scoring the chances he's getting. Nias has never been particularly good. He just runs a lot. He's not the best technical player, and CalvertLewin maybe not up for full games at the moment, but definitely good off the bench.
Yeah, I'm toggling between DCL and Richarlison lately, only because I feel like DCL is starting to get a feel for the league, and actually starting to look like he belongs rather than being a kid. You know what I mean? He looks less like a kid playing in these big, huge roles. He's starting to get a little bit more confidence, it seems. But frankly, because I feel like Richarlison is more clinical, I think you do start Richarlison if you can.
Yeah, I think I'm not saying Richarlison's our best striker, but if playing him out wide meant dropping Bernard, I don't think it's worth it at the moment. I think Bernard's been playing really well recently, and I think that's the better option than playing Calvert-Lewin with Richarlison out wide.
So that may be the best option for the club, but what's Richarlison's best position to get to the
I think
point
he
of the
definitely
video?
wants to play left wing.
Left
I think
wing?
his position's easily left wing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I lean toward that being his best position as a player. You know?
He's definitely most natural in that position, and I think we've seen a few times he's not really pleased with playing at striker. I think he prefers to be out wide, where he knows he can get more of the ball and bring it in and dribble past players. But I think he's going to have to just get on with it this season, because he is our best striking option.
And I don't think he likes those big center backs
he's
literally crushing through him to win headers.
Yeah, I think it was Ake yesterday absolutely flattened him, and Taylor gave nothing.
Nothing. The thing is that, like, it wasn't even just bump from the back. It was a bump and then a push down. I yelled at my television. Scared my family. Yeah. It happens. So that's really fascinating. The idea of him being more of a natural left forward, but it's better for our team right now for him to play center forward. That is, yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if the world was expecting that from this segment, but there you go. It's what they've got. I think if we bring in a new striker or any other wing players, that may change things. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right. Well, anything else about Richarlison, man?
Just think he needs to stop diving a lot of the time. I think I wouldn't mind it if he was getting the decisions, but a lot of the time he keeps just going to the floor and not really getting anything. If he stopped that, I think he'd improve a lot. The
word's out on him. You know good and well. The referees got together and had a little conversation. Said this guy falls a lot. Don't give him anything. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he does it, and I do think that he is getting actually fouled some of the times, and it's not being called because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ake one really got to me. So, all right. So, Richarlison, for now, we'll keep you at center forward. If we bring someone else in, maybe you push out to the wing more and stay on your feet. All right? You got to be an example to my kids who, when they play, are on the ground the whole time. So, yeah, let's work on that, Richarlison. So, guess that's it for our Richarlison's best position conversation. If you've been digging the videos, please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We'd sincerely appreciate it. We're slowly growing the subs, and yes, growth. Good. If you want more Thomas, check out the Toffee Blues website. He adds analysis on there often. Additionally, he live tweets on the Twitter feeds during games. Sometimes you'll read his words. You may be interacting with him already, and you didn't know it. That's the thing. Also, you may be seeing some of his Football Manager videos in the coming weeks, so that would be awesome too if it's something that you like. And if it's something you don't like, maybe you watch it anyway to see if it maybe becomes something you like. Hey! All right, so I think that's it. Let's move on to talk about Luka Dean. Is he our best signing? Spoiler, yes. All right, bye.